Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you how I transformed Jordan into Pennywise Clown from the 2017 It movie. So first thing we're doing is starting off by applying hairspray and combing the little bangs out of the way, and then we're going to go straight in with the bald cap. So today I'm going to be using two, and the reason is that this bald cap, this one is a little too thick on the edges, and it didn't fit with the stuffing underneath it to kind of create that illusion of a bigger head. So I'm gonna go over that with another bald cap, and this one I really prefer because it's by Kryolan, and I love this because of the edges are super smooth and it's a lot easier to blend. So we're just gluing that down with some spirit gum, but make sure to tack it with your finger before you glue it down for a better adhesion. So now I'm just cutting out where the ears are, and you just want to be very careful with this step. Then the scissors are pretty sharp, but I'm making sure to slide my hand right up under there so that he doesn't feel the scissors at all. So I'm just making a little incision there. And again, I'm just going to glue that down with spirit gum. But mind you that I'm only gluing it on the top layer bald cap. So to blend out the edges, I'm going in with a light layer of liquid latex. Now this stuff is super smelly and he hates this step, but it's what we need to seal off those edges. Just speeding up the drying process with the blow dryer. So here I went in with only 2 layers. That was all really I needed because, like I said, that bald cap is pretty thin already. So now I'm going to seal out block out his eyebrows using scar wax. And basically I'm doing this because I did pre-make a prosthetic piece that I'm going to apply with some latex in a little bit, but I wanted it to be as flush to the skin as possible. And also this protects the latex from getting onto his eyebrows. And scar wax is a little bit more easier to remove than latex on your brows. Yes, because that is painful. So now we're going in with the latex prosthetic that I made. I also did pre-paint it, so it's kind of hard to see the details in the angry brows and the wrinkles and so on, but we'll get into that step a little later. So basically all I did was glue that down with some liquid latex, and we are going to create some texture for the crackled forehead and top headpiece. So we're going to be applying some tissue to help give it more texture. So we're going to apply that all around the latex prosthetic, and then we're also going to bring that up above the hairline. Also, a good tip is when you're applying liquid latex in a manner where you're wanting a more textured effect, if you take a latex sponge and you rip it and make little holes and just make it look more grittier, nothing too flat. You don't want to use a flat surface or flat edge. That helps give it more texture as well. So now we're going in and ripping up some random pieces of tissue and applying that all over that top headpiece. So now I'm going over all the area that I laid down the tissue and sealing that off with another layer of liquid latex. to smooth things out, I'm just using my finger and a little bit of latex and just going over all those edges. So now my sister's going in and applying the widow's peak of the wig, and she did make that wig in the background, and she also made that costume in the background, which you guys will see a little later on. Meanwhile, I'm going in with a little bit of baby powder and setting over all that latex to get ready for paint. So we're going in with Mehron's aqua paint, and I'm just wetting this sponge and wetting it very, very well, because the more you wet it and the more you work it into that product, the more pigmented and color payoff you'll get. So I'm just going in all over the entire face. And mind you, this is wet, and so it's cold, and that's the reason why he was making those funny faces. So here we go, we just sped it up a little bit, and we're just applying it, like I said, all over the top piece of the head and bringing it all down the face. I also want to quickly mention that we did not glue down the back part of this bald cap, because for one, there's two, and then also it was very hot outside, and he was going to be wearing this for 3 photo shoots, and he had a long day and it was super hot. So we wanted to make sure that he was as comfortable as possible. And besides, once we put on the wig, it kind of helps secure that in place anyway. I'm switching out with the flat concealer brush, and I'm getting really close up under his eyes. So at this point, he was sitting in the chair for quite a good while, and he wanted a little break on his head and his neck. So while his mom held it in place, I went ahead and started to apply black all around the eyelids. So that same black eyeliner that I applied all over his eyelid, I did go in with a smudge brush and kind of lightly went underneath the brows just to give it a little bit more depth. And now I'm going in with red color from the Anastasia Beverly Hills lip palette and applying that directly over his nose. And that same red, I'm going to define the Cupid's bow and apply that directly to his lips. I also used that same shade of red and applied that to make the lines that go from the forehead connected to the mouth. And this red is from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Pro Lip Palette. So now it is time to get into character. So there are 3 layers to this piece that my sister made. So she's just going to start to add on the costume. And now for the hair. And keep in mind, my sister did custom make this wig, so it is not something that you will find in stores. And so what we did basically is, even though the bald cap was pretty snug, I keep saying bald cap, even though the wig was pretty snug already, we wanted to make sure that it was secured. So the best way we can make sure of that is by applying a little bit of spirit gum in some areas, as well as liquid latex. So now I'm going in with a black eyeshadow, and this is from the Morphe palette, the 35 color palette, and I'm applying that using a big fluffy brush all over, basically stippling it all over the top headpiece. And because of the liquid latex tissue that we lay down, we don't need to really work that in too much. That already gives it the texture. So now we're just creating those little piquitos, is what I like to call it, for the hairpiece. And that is the end of this tutorial. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, as always, comment, like, and subscribe. And be sure to check out my IG and Facebook posts for more pictures of this look and the complete costume.